I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Grave Tone.
Welcome to Grave Tone Podcast, where horror comes to life in every form it takes. I'm Megan.
I'm Arthur.
And we're coming at you with another review this week because they are nonstop right now.
There are plenty, and we see them like hours after they're released.
Oh, and every week there's a new one. Every week there's something new that I'm like, oh, wow, we have to go see that.
Yeah, that's it. We have to.
And we have to talk
about it. There's no other choice.
No.
We are forced to do it.
Yes, 100%. And so obviously, no surprise, the weekend basically that you're hearing this, the Black Phone 2, which is a massive new release, just premiered in theaters. So we just saw it in the afternoon for a change. That's fun. It's not like 11:30 at night right now.
Well, it's nice to not record at midnight.
Kind of, yeah. That's it. It just, it gives things a different flavor.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to, go through everything like basic plot and stuff like that. Before we do, feel free to follow us on all of our socials if you want to kind of keep up with everything that we have coming. As I said, the release schedule for this time of year is massive and stacked. And we've got some other stuff too that we kind of want to like intersperse in between.
Yeah.
And next week, I'm not giving away too much, but we should have actually an episode that's a little bit different to share with you guys from our usual format, because we're hopefully going to have a couple of special guests on the show and be able to talk about some stuff. That'll be fun.
It's true.
Yeah, I love that you've forgotten.
Didn't do it yet.
No.
What is the socials to follow on?
Grave Tone Pod everywhere.
There we go.
Everywhere. Just, I don't know, search for it and you'll find us. Okay. Black Phone 2, brief overview of the plot. This is the non-spoilery section of things. We are following, picking up with the same characters who were in the first film. We're picking up with them a few years later. Black Phone initially came out in 2021, the first movie. It is based on Joe Hill, Stephen King's son's short story of the same name, which was part of his collection 20th Century Ghosts, if I'm not mistaken, which I believe was published in 2007. Mm-hmm. And this was an adaptation. The first was an adaptation. This, of course, as a sequel that continues to expand that universe, acts as more of sort of legacy sequel to a degree, and is no longer based on one specific story. It's based on the characters.
No, exactly. That's it. So it's not based on a specific story, and kind of like when they asked the screenwriter about it, he basically said like, a phone rings, Finney answers, it's the grabber from hell. That's what it is. That's the story. So, and then it was expanded from there. Exactly.
That's it. So this film picks up a number of years. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
So it's
post,
4. It says 4.
4 years, excuse me. Post the end of the original or the first film. It follows the same 2 siblings who are a massive part and basically the lead characters of the first film, Finney, Blake, and his sister Gwen. Finney was very center stage in that first movie. I would say Gwen kind of takes on that role a little bit in the second part.
Yeah, she's the important character in this one.
There's definitely a lot more going on. So basically the overall synopsis that's given is that bad dreams are haunting now 15-year-old Gwen as she receives calls from the Black Phone and sees disturbing visions of 3 boys being stalked at a winter camp. Accompanied by her brother Finn, they head to the camp to solve the mystery, only to confront the grabber, a killer who's grown even more powerful in death.
Yeah.
So that is the overarchingness, like the overarching story that we're following this time.
And then crazy things happen.
Exactly, as they usually do with these things. Okay, first impressions.
You know what? I didn't have high hopes for it for some reason. I don't know why. I liked the trailer. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying it was good. Stephen King said it was really good. So I was like, okay, it started to sway me a little bit since I heard that. But I was like, okay, we'll see. I'll make my own judgment on it. I actually really liked it. It was really good. It was dark. They took a different take on the grabber, so it wasn't kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't make it boring.
Yes.
Yeah. They made a lot of connections, which even added more depth to the whole lore and the main characters and everything. Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was very good.
I agree. I was pleasantly surprised by this. And I know
And
that
usually
when,
sequels are not like
better
or as good. This one was, I would say it's as good.
Just as good. Yeah, that's it. So earlier this week, and I'm really glad that we rewatched the first film, which we had not watched since around the time that it originally came out. It was, I think, within like a few months of it coming out that we watched it the first time. And we hadn't rewatched it since then. We hadn't revisited it. So I was happy to do that because it reminded me that I really liked the first movie. It's like 4 years, you kind of forget after a while. I really liked the first film. I thought the cast was phenomenal from start to finish, including the kids, which, like, damn, those two are some heavy hitters. Mason Thames, who plays Finn, and Madeline McGraw, who plays Gwen. Those are some heavy hitters. Those kids are very talented.
Who is also the girl who plays Gwen is the sister
of Violet McGraw.
Yeah, who is in Megan.
Yeah, she plays Katie in Megan.
Yeah, that's it.
She also played young Nell in Haunting of Hill House in that TV series, and all of the older, like the flashback scenes of the kids. She's doing a lot. This is a very talented family.
Yeah, seriously, they're really good. You know what? The movie reminded me a lot of, and I think it's because Ethan Hawke was in both of them.
Sure.
It reminded me of, and I hope I don't get this wrong. Is it Sinister?
Yes, Scott Derrickson's one of his claims to fame.
Right,
is
that's it. Sinister.
Yes.
So like a lot of those shots, the dream sequences, I feel like it was filmed in a similar way, probably not the same, but in a similar way that the Sinister creepy tapes were filmed.
Yes. Well, so I saw, from what I recall, Sinister's tapes, the family tapes that are found by Ethan Hawke's character in that film, are all Super 8 film, and they film them specifically on Super 8 to give it that quality.
Exactly.
I don't know if they did the same thing with this. However, the stylization,
it wasn't the same, but it was close to
very much. Yes, very much,
and
it suits that kind of thing. I will say, in terms of especially like 2010s horror films, Sinister is very up there for me. I really, really like that movie.
Yeah.
It's very scary, like legitimately scary to watch. It is extremely well made. It's got a really good through line that I really appreciate.
It was
It's
really
got
good, that one.
a really cool antagonist, like the demon, that entity that exists in that, I think is fascinating. He's very creepy. Ethan Hawke and all of his family are really great in the film as well. And I feel like maybe Scott Derrickson just kind of fosters that sort of performance out of people. I don't know, which may be why multiple people work with him multiple times.
So like I thought that this was kind of like a mix of Sinister and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, it definitely.
You know what I mean? Because it has those feels.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, we've seen it in the trailer. He comes in the dreams, and whatever he does to her and other characters in the dream actually happens
in real life. Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Yeah,
and it's it's interesting because it's something we've seen before. Yes. However, you can still put a new and interesting spin on it. It can still be well written, well performed, incredibly well filmed, and still be interesting to watch, without you being like, oh God, Jesus, okay, I've seen this so many times. God,
exactly.
I'm bored.
No, it was very interesting. I was not bored the whole never.
Me neither. I genuinely was very pleasantly surprised by this. I know that it was getting very good reviews. It premiered at Fantastic Fest in September. It did really well there. A lot of people liked it.
It was actually supposed to be released in theaters in June.
Was it?
Yeah, end of June.
Oh, it got pushed back. All right, that's interesting.
And surprisingly, they finished filming in Jan of this year.
In January. Oh, wow.
And they were supposed to, they were quick on this, man.
That's a fast turnaround time. That's a lot of editing.
I know.
Okay. Anyway, I really was happy with it. I was glad that we actually we decided to go and see it, because when the trailers came out and they announced that this was happening, I was like, okay, because the film, the first one could be a one and done. It feels very final,
very much on its own, and it was very good.
But surprisingly, this movie does actually do something original, which I think is very cool. And maybe we should get into that, because we should maybe get into some spoilers and stuff and warn people we're getting into spoiler territory right now. Come on, Gary.
You've been warned. Spoilers ahead.
Thank you, Gary, I guess.
Thanks, Gary. Okay, so we're going to try a thing that we've not done so far with these reviews, but I feel like we want to try to be moderately organized with them. So we're going to do our 3 favorites. So each of us are going to talk about, that's it, rapid fire right now. What were your 3 favorite things from the film.
Yeah.
You'll do yours, I will do mine, and then we can get into a little bit more finer detail about like some of the plot points and stuff.
Fair enough. Since we're talking about 3 favorite
Yes.
things that could be anything, I'm just gonna jump like really towards in the middle of the movie and everything.
Yep.
The scene where their dad comes
Yes.
to pick them up. So
Yeah.
like the whole thing is that like right they go to this camp and it's snowed in and no one can get in or out. But their dad, who has gotten better and is not like an alcoholic anymore, which is great to see. He decides to go and get them because like dangerous situation, whatever. And when he comes to get them, the whole kind of like
the
conversation that they have that
the
has
confrontation that
absolutely
they have.
that has absolutely no music, which made
Yeah.
it I think even more intense. That whole conversation and like the Finn's that little scene that he has about kind of like, you know, how he has been suppressing it and everything, and he actually kind of like confronts it internally, I guess.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing acting. Like it made me feel things and I was like, wow, okay.
Mason
like,
Thames he's very talented. And
He's
he's
very
really
good.
having a moment right
it's
now.
crazy. He's like what, 18 years
He's
old or
18
something?
He's 18.
Jesus.
I think the first Black Phone film was his second film. Otherwise,
Wow.
he'd been in a few episodes of For All Mankind and done like one other short, and then got
For
the
all mankind.
yeah, he plays what's his name's son there who dies in the first season.
Oh.
Yeah, remember their kid gets hit by a car
Yeah,
or something. We watched For All Mankind, but anyway.
All of it. They really need to come back with it.
Yeah. So he did a few episodes of that. He did a short, and then he got the first Black Phone film, which honestly, based on his level of talent, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
And you know, now, I mean, we just watched like the live action How to Train Your Dragon, which he's the lead in.
Yes.
He's
Oh, yeah,
also
that's true.
very fun. It was a fun, like sort of like adapted version of it. He's great, and I have a lot of love for that animated movie because I love Jay Baruchel so much. He's from On Neck of the Woods, and I really like him. And he, for all the book girlies out there, he has a Colleen Hoover adaptation coming out, this month, next month, like very soon.
We saw the trailer for it and I was like, oh, okay.
Regarding you. Yeah, and you were like, isn't that the same person? Yup. Correct.
But
So yeah.
That was
Yeah.
an incredible scene. Like, wow, I remember that. That was really good.
Yeah. Which second one?
I'm doing the second one right away.
Oh, do you want to do back and forth?
Well, you do one.
Okay, fine. I think, if I have to pick something, God, what were my 3 favorites? I'd say first favorite was the setting of this film. Everything is set. So obviously the first film does take place in Denver, which is where they live. And that's where this takes place. Now, the youth camp that the kids go to, where these murders had taken place years prior, is up in the mountains in Colorado, which is obviously, you know, big ski country and stuff like that. So all of that makes sense. And it was very atmospheric, and it felt like you were like, it's cold. Like, you know, when you're watching the movie, you weren't like, oh God, whatever. Yeah, sure. It's quote unquote snowing. Like, it doesn't look like a Hallmark movie. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like you were there and you were like, God, it must be freezing. And maybe I'm just saying this because I'm Canadian and I can feel that cold when I see it.
I don't know for a fact. Like, I checked the trivia and did some stuff. I don't know if they actually filmed it when it was snowing or like in real snow, but it really did look like it.
Yeah.
It did really feel like it. It felt also very isolating.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Which,
Yeah, you could tell.
You know, like, of course, because the setting and everything, the whole big snowstorm, the biggest one in 20 years or whatever.
I mean, they did film it in Toronto. So it could have been cold.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I feel like because the way that they've set this up, it felt more intense being there with the grabber. You know what I mean? Like, it
Yes.
felt that you were much more closer to him.
Yes, and really properly isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I think that was my first kind of favorite thing.
That was really good. Yeah, I mean, look, I think I'm kind of in the same vein for my second favorite thing is the setting, but also the way that it was filmed. You know, like, it was darker, I find, than the first movie.
Oh, they other spoilers, but they upped the gore count amount in this one for sure, which I know you traditionally do with the sequel. That's what you see. Everything's got to be bigger,
Yeah,
crazier.
but it wasn't over the top.
No.
It made sense.
No, I don't think so.
You know?
It was just like, it's definitely more visceral. There's more to it than that. So I mean, to a degree, maybe be forewarned, because you really see some kids die in this movie and you're like, whoa. But yeah, you know, yeah, they definitely did.
So, like, that's it. It was like much darker, in general, but also like the actual filming was darker, but it was still good. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I can't see anything. It's one of those movies that you can only watch in the cinema because like the moment something shines, if you're watching in your living room, like you can't see anything. That's what I'm saying. Like it was darker in both senses, and I did like that.
Yeah.
And the stylization, like I mentioned previously, of the dream sequence and everything, that was also really, really good.
Yeah.
And like finally the whole thing where she's in the dream, but then what's happening to her in the dream and what the grabber does affects reality. And they actually blended that together for once.
Yes.
Because like I feel like a lot of those movies when something happens in a dream, it only happens to one person. And the other people cannot interact with it.
I see what you're saying.
But they can actually interact with it in this one. And that actually made a difference. And it brought kind of like that new aspect to it, which I really liked.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my second favorite thing was probably the level of continuity and callbacks that we got in this one, which is also why I'm really happy that we watched the first movie earlier this
recently,
week and revisited that aspect of things, particularly at the beginning of the film. I loved a lot of the different aspects. So we see, you know, it's 4 years later, the siblings are dealing with things in different ways. You know, Gwen is unfortunately being like very sort of tormented by the dreams that she's having and feeling like she really needs to do something about it. And Finn has completely shut down.
Yeah.
And part of the way that he kind of goes about doing that as well is that he's sort of like the bully at school to a degree. Now, not that he picks the fights, but he certainly finishes them, and he's very aggressive about it purposefully. And he has a line at the beginning of the film when he's having a fight with a kid where afterwards Gwen is like, why were you doing that? Like, did you have to go so hard on him? And he says, it's always better to make it like as bloody as possible for the audience, which is a callback to the first film in which Finney's friend Robin has a fight with one of the school bullies at the beginning, and when Finney and Robin have a conversation in the bathroom afterwards, Robin says that exact thing. He says it's better to have more blood and make it as bloody as possible for the audience, because he's basically saying that no one wants to fuck with you. You know?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so they did that.
That's cool.
At the end of the first film, after everything has happened and Finney returns to school, he sits down next to a girl in his class and she says, "Hey, Finney," and he says, "Call me Finn." And you notice in this film, everybody only calls him Finn. No one calls him Finney anymore except the grabber.
Yes.
Right?
Makes
and
sense.
There were like a couple of other things as well, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, like Gwen being foul-mouthed in my favorite way possible, because she makes up insults and they're so funny. Like,
and their creative was so good.
Like in the first movie, she calls the detectives dumb fucking fart knockers, and it makes me laugh so much. And she has a couple in this movie that are also really funny. And I really appreciated them. So those sort of like mirrored things that we got that were like really great continuity, and part of that for me also was the very good continuity with their dad's character, Jeremy Davies' character. What is his character's name? Terrence, sorry.
Right.
As their father, just the through line of, you know, he's an abusive alcoholic in the first film. And this obviously has really been happening since their mother, his wife, died by suicide a number of years prior, maybe like a few years prior at the time of the first movie. And he's not coped with it, obviously, and this is like the outlet that he uses and everything, and that through line continues through to the end of the film, in which he apologizes for not believing his kids about things or not being there for them more. That does continue into this film, where I find his character is a side character, but he has a really good exploration of like the transition that the character makes from
he's gotten a lot of growth, and you can see it.
But he's still uncomfortable because he still has the guilt,
of course,
from knowing the way that he's treated his children previously. And so reconciling that and the relationship that he has with them is not a simple or easy thing that they would suddenly be all lovey-dovey and everybody would be all touchy with each other.
It's actually well done, that one. It's only been 4 years since that actually stopped, so it's not really that much time.
No, that's it.
At the end of the day.
Not at all. That's it. And, you know, works very hard. He's obviously working hard on sobriety and things like that, which is good. But yeah, that was all of those like aspects of that continuity. I really, really liked that. And you can tell that it was written by the same people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And yeah, that kind of brought that extra level of, I don't know, credibility. I don't know what the right word for it is here, but like it just kind of elevated the movie that much better.
Well, because it's
you
not
know?
one of those sequels where you're like, oh, okay, so I guess all that shit that happened in the first one is just
That's
not
it.
important.
Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. No. I like it.
We don't really, to be fair, most of the time we don't really do that anymore. Like we don't like retcon a bunch of what's previously occurred.
Sometimes.
I guess.
Or they just don't mention things and you're like,
No,
what
that's
about
true.
the previous thing that, didn't happen?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you just kind of ignore it and you're like, well, no.
No, I know. It's true. Okay.
That's it.
Third favorite thing, you have to pick a third.
So kind of like close to, I guess, what you were saying. It's
Mm-hmm.
I actually like the characters. There's not many.
No.
There were not many characters. Everyone was actually useful. And if they were not useful, because there is so the camp that they go to, the Alpine Lake camp, I think it's called. It's a religious camp.
It's a Christian
that's,
camp,
That's
yeah.
it. That's where their mother was initially.
Yes.
So the characters that were there,
Mm-hmm.
the religious couple, they were not really useful, but they were at least funny.
Ken and Barb, or
Yeah.
Kenneth and Barbara.
That's it. So, they weren't really useful, but they were at least funny, which, well, not that they were funny. They were kind of made fun of.
No, but
because
it's true.
of their uselessness.
But also like the interactions that occur
That's it.
between
Sorry,
them
that's
and the
it.
other characters.
It's the interactions. Yeah,
it's funny.
So, like, that was at least fun.
Yeah.
Everyone else was very useful. Like,
Very
the
much.
camp owner.
Armando.
Yeah, Armando, like, you feel for him.
Yeah.
Like, there's things that happen to him, and you're like, oh my God, I feel like, he's almost as important as everyone else.
Oh God,
there.
yeah, you become concerned for this man. He's
Yeah,
played
yeah.
by Damian Bashir, who's a very well-known Mexican actor who's been in like quite a lot. I think on our side of things as well. Then let's see, Machete Kills, The Hateful Eight, The Nun, The Grudge,
Nice, okay,
Chaos
okay.
Walking, Godzilla versus Khan. He's just, he's working very, very regularly, and he's great. I really like that
Yeah,
character.
that's it. No, he was really good. So
Yeah.
like he was, like I said, he was important. You had, connection
Purpose.
to him and
Yeah.
purpose exactly. Even Ernesto, who is Robin's brother.
Robin's little brother, so that's a fun through line. I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. So his brother, but he's also played by the same actor who played Robin.
I genuinely would not have thought
Isn't that crazy?
We just watched it this week.
Yeah.
I saw this kid, Miguel Mora, play Robin in the first film, and I know that he's meant to look different. Like, I do understand that. Like, he's, got different hair, and he's styled differently, and he acts differently, obviously, because he's two very different characters. But it's weird. Like, we watched the whole movie, and not once was I like, oh, wow, I wonder if that's the same actor who played him. I just did that.
Yeah, no, it's him. Like I'm looking at
Yeah.
the older photos, I guess, and yeah, that's him. And also, he is one of those that Black Phone was his first movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then he did a TV episode, and then he did this movie.
Damn.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Well done.
I know.
I mean, listen, I'm doing a terrible job of all of this year, because we saw Frankenstein, loved it, and not once at the beginning of the film was I like, oh, hey, that's Mia Goth playing Victor Frankenstein's mother.
Yeah.
Not once did I do that. And then we left, and then I'm looking and I'm like, she did? I'm like, oh, I did not know that. I did not realize it at all. I get it. I know they put makeup on and different things, but I was,
of course, it's all different.
I was like, huh? I did not know.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And I mean, like, look, they're
Well, it's just
children,
it's just like
essentially,
a
so they
Mia Goth
change a
staple.
lot,
So
right?
yeah,
That's it, exactly. So
oh
they're
no,
like-
it's true, and it's been 4 years, and so obviously there would be kids get older and they look different and everything. But it was interesting, and also like he really did a great job because they're very different characters. The two brothers, like they don't act the same, they don't seem the same at all. He's like quieter than his brother was, less of like the tough guy type, a little bit softer.
Yeah, that's
he
it.
has a big crush on Gwen, which is cute. Like it's like a little extra thing that they have throughout the course of the story. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's it. So like every character that was there, even though it was not that many characters, everyone was useful. They had some kind of an impact. They saved someone, did something, like all that. I actually like that because it didn't feel like there was something just offbeat or you had to pay attention to this character that nothing happens and it just wasted minutes. It wasn't.
No, it's true.
No, that's
Yeah.
it. That was my thing. What about your last one?
Oh, yes, right. I think my third favorite part of all of this was the exploration of the idea of a family sort of psychic gift that the Blake family seems to have because of their mom, Hope, because she obviously, we get to explore more in this movie. It's mentioned in the first film that Hope had dreams that were things that apparently basically drove her to madness, and unfortunately she decided to take her own life,
Allegedly.
et cetera. Yeah. But now when we fast forward into this story, we're given the opportunity to explore more connection between the types of powers that Hope had and those that Gwen had. But even Finn, like there is a reason that he, even after having been taken, was able to communicate in the first film with all of the kids on the phone. Like it didn't ring for other people. And they say that in the movie because he's like, did the phone ring for you? And whoever he's on the phone with is like, no, we couldn't hear it.
What was the reason again?
It wasn't. It's like it's the other kids who had been killed in the first film.
Yeah, but why can he hear it and others didn't?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's because he has a particular type of gift because of his mom's abilities.
Right, yeah, that's
and
it.
It's something that's been passed down. It's just that, you know, Gwen's sort of reflect Hope's like much more specifically. But in this particular case, I think it's just because Finn's are like an offshoot of that. And he does still have some sort of ability. It's just different than what theirs is.
Wow. You went really deep with that one.
Well, I mean, I just appreciated, I thought that was really cool that we
that
were
was
able
really
to
smart.
get that
Yeah,
and that there was
actually.
able to be more communication and that, like, you know, we got into the specifics of like things that their mom was aware of that they did not know were happening themselves or anything at an earlier time.
At the beginning, when they started exploring this, I didn't think I was going to like it because like her mom spoke to Gwen
On the phone.
like on the phone through time when she was back younger in
At the camp, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one, but it's okay. It worked out. It actually made sense and didn't do it too much.
No, I
You
agree.
know?
Yeah, they didn't spend too much time on it, but it was good. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, that's it. No, it made sense, that one.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was like my third favorite thing.
That makes sense. It's kind of hard to pick very specific things that we liked a lot from this movie because there's like a lot of things that I liked.
Yeah.
The like you mentioned, kind of like, you know, the gore and the kills were really good.
Very good, yeah.
You know, like the fight sequence at the end was also very good. The makeup was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Ethan Hawke was really good.
Yeah,
like there's so many
he
good
looked
things.
wild. Yeah, I feel like we don't have to like. I feel like we don't have to be like too surprised about that because like that was the whole thing. He got like a ton of credit in the first film, and he was incredible in that. He's still excellent in this as well.
Yeah, and he wears a mask the whole time, so
He
really
does,
it's kind of like the voice acting and the body acting and stuff that you get like.
Yeah. And, but I also find that, you know, it was actually really nice about this that you could tell it was sort of like, because we know the grabber right now, we've established the type of character that he is. He's able to kind of take a step back a little bit in this one and allow like the other characters to be able to explore different aspects of the universe that they're living in, which I thought was interesting as well.
That's it.
Because that's it. It would be difficult to like pinpoint. That's it. Like, oh, and I love this and I love this. Like, I just loved Gwen as a character. I thought it was really cool that she was able to kind of like sort of like take over a little bit in as sort of the focus of this one. I find it was cool that we were able to shift focus
but it's very
to
good
someone
because
else.
like the first movie was about Finn and then you make the other movie about the other sibling. That makes a lot of sense.
Because they were both like a big part of the first film, obviously, but it was definitely Finn's story. And I find that this film in turn is Gwen's story.
Yeah, it was her
which is
story.
cool. Yeah,
of course. Yeah,
and I'm like, you know, I really like that. I find Madeline McGraw is really, really, really good at this character. Like there's something about, and she does this in the first film when like there is a scene where their dad is like beating her with a belt. She has this really particular way of like scream crying that I find translates really well because it feels really realistic, and she does it in this one as well a couple of times, and it's very effective. So
yeah, she was really good. We even got a backstory of the grabber, which was
that was
also
cool.
very good.
That was
and
cool.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
That's
It wasn't
fun.
like random where someone went crazy and whatever it is. There's actually.
I think it's just one of those things where, you know, going in, you're just kind of like, all right, fuck, like, I don't know how they're going to expand this universe. I don't know what they're going to do to make this more interesting, but it was written really well. And like the way that the exploration happened and the reasons for it happening and the reasons for the backstory about things that were given were all really good. Like they all made sense. And I was like, wow, this was just much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's it. No, it was well written, extremely well acted. There's, like I said, you know, great special effects and not special effects and stuff. It was just really well done.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. Anyway, I don't know. Any final thoughts on anything? Because I think we've pretty much wrapped up what we can.
You know, I guess my thing is that I hope they don't make a third one because the way that this one ended just would really not make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be a little bit concerned about that when these things do well. You're kind of like...
Yeah, I know.
We teeter on the edge of like, oh, God.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe they can make it, I don't know, another one that is a side spin-off.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know. Or, you know what? Seriously, the only thing that if they were to make this, to make it follow the grabber in his, like, how he became that and his transition to what he was before
Oh, as
to
like
now.
a prequel, essentially.
Maybe that's the only thing I would be okay with, but otherwise,
Yeah.
just leave it as.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
good.
Because even when they had originally announced the second one, before I knew what the plot
Yeah.
was, I thought it was going to be a prequel because I was like, well, he's dead, so
That's it. Like
what are we gonna get out of this? You know, like where are we gonna go with a sequel allegedly? But in this case, they actually did make it like a full sequel, and they did it well. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see, right? Because
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Anyway, as I said, we've got like a little something fun, a little something special planned upcoming for you. It should be out, I don't know, middle of next week, basically.
Something like that.
Yeah. In the meantime, as we said, follow us on our socials. Check out everything we have going on over there, and we'll, be announcing episodes obviously as we drop them as well, so that you'll be aware of everything at Gravetone Pod. But until next time, guys, stay scared and stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.